begins with this egg. This egg takes 3 days to hatch into a larva. The larva is entirely milky white. Around 7 days later, it develops into a pupa. During this stage, the larva feeds on nutrients secreted by worker bees. Before maturing into a pupa, the larva undergoes 6 molts. Upon maturing into an adult bee, organs in its body start developing, although the skeletal structure remains soft. Then pigments are secreted, and the eyes develop. At this stage, their bodies gradually shrink, and fuzz begins to grow. The organs are now fully formed, and they fly out of the hive once their wings mature. This process takes around 8 to 13 days, as each bee develops at a different time, from egg to bee. Male bees take 23 days, the worker bee takes 20 days, and the queen bee only takes 16 days. Once the bees fly out of the hive, they are destined to work every day. The bee society has a clear division of labor. The queen's task is to lay eggs and be responsible for reproduction. The male bee's task is to mate with the queen, a process that costs them their lives as their reproductive organs are torn off by the queen after mating. Worker bees have the most diversified roles. They're responsible for everything except mating. They begin working since they are born, and their roles change as they age. 3 days after birth, they are responsible for incubating eggs. 6 days later, they secrete nutritious to feed the larvae. 12 days later, they start cleaning the hive and building comb. At 18 days, they venture out to collect pollen. The fuzz on their legs assists in collecting pollen, which they stick to the hairs on their hind legs. When the weight of the pollen reaches 1/3 of their body weight, they return to the hive and unload their cargo. It produces 1 kilogram of honey in its life, means to collect 10 kilograms of nectar, covering a distance of 320,000 kilometers, equivalent to circling the Earth 8 times. This high-intensity work results in a short average lifespan of only 30 days, but it's better than being killed by the queen bee after mating.